The arrest, following 6 months of police surveillance, turned the streets of this city into a battlefield.
Oh, just a casual day in Mexico. Just a guy down there firing a .50 caliber rifle at an airplane. But before we get started, we need to thank the sponsor for today's video, Black Forest Supplements. Now, you've seen their turkesterone on the channel before. Great way to naturally increase your testosterone. I personally recommend this for anyone who's trying to get some work done in the gym. But they just came out with a new product and it's called the NMN. This is a derivative of the B vitamin niacin that dramatically improves health and longevity. And essentially what it does is it helps replace NAD levels. And NAD is responsible for a lot of what goes on in your body. It helps healthy aging, helps our DNA repair itself, and it makes our cells resistant to stress while protecting our brains. So there's gonna be a link below the video. I recommend you try these out. If you're a fan of guns and everything Second Amendment, hit that subscribe button, let's go. How many of us are afraid of flying? I think it's a pretty common thing to have a healthy fear of flying. I personally have one, not because of the heights or the fact that you're trapped inside of this metal box that's going 500 miles an hour at 35,000 feet. The reason why I'm not a fan of it is because you're strapped in this little seat, probably next to a person who needs to lose a few pounds or someone with a young baby. And if something goes wrong, and I know that's a big if, but if something does happen, you have no control, right? It's a little bit different than you driving a car or being a passenger in the car. You can jump out, you can grab the steering wheel, you can quickly shift, but in an airplane, you just have to sit there and take it. That's why I personally don't like it. Now, I'm not trying to scare anyone out of flying. I fly all the time. But I have a different scenario I want to bring up. What if you're flying through the air on an airplane and all of a sudden your plane starts getting rattled with bullets? And not just any bullets, big ones. Would that add to the fear a little bit? Probably. They're not really designed to be fully bulletproof. And if a bullet hits an engine, well, I think we all know what happens there. Anyways, the reason why I bring this up is because El Chapo's son was captured and a bunch of people down in Mexico were upset at it. So they decided to take their anger out on an airplane. So here we have a bunch of people on an airplane, not in their seats, on the ground. Kind of confusing. If a bullet hits the plane and it makes it go down, you're extra screwed if you don't have your seatbelt on or in the seat. You're just gonna get tossed around like a jelly bean in there. And now we figure out what exactly was happening. Pay attention to the gun this guy's using. Oh, just a casual day in Mexico. Just a guy down there firing a .50 caliber rifle at an airplane. To be exact, this is a Barrett M82 from what we can see. And you know, it's pretty interesting because this guy doesn't have a scope on this gun. He's got iron sights on a .50 cal, which is fine. You can still hit stuff with it, but it makes it very difficult. So I guess if you're in this situation, what exactly do you do? I've always been a fan of the idea of, instead of having flotation devices under the seats, right? You know, when they make the announcement and give all the safety stuff. In the case of a water emergency, even though we're flying over the mainland, we just want to scare the shit out of you for a second. There's a floaty under your seat, put it over your neck, and if it doesn't blow up, you're just gonna have to blow into it, right? That type of announcement. I personally think they should put a parachute under there instead. That way, if the plane is going down and there's no hope of saving it, open one of the doors and give everyone a chance. Now, in this situation, that definitely wouldn't work because you're a very slow moving target, and really all they have to do is shoot your parachute at that point. But I think this is a good lesson also for the gun control people out there. You think that we have it bad in the United States? When's the last time someone in the United States shot an airplane with a .50 caliber rifle? Would never sound like a good answer? Yeah. So I think the moral of the story is don't mess with cartels.